Only a G-Class can be better than a G-Class. This is the credo followed by the developers with the Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, and they are now stepping up a gear with the G500 4x4 squared. The basic recipe for this overcomer of everything is simple. Take the superior all-wheel drive powertrain including portal axles from the 6x6, take away one axle, and blend it all with a newly developed variable chassis and the series production G-Class body. A large pinch of V8 power with 310 kW, 422 HP, a set of 22-inch 325 55ths R22 sized wheels, carbon fiber body parts, and then just gourmet ingredients from the seductive designo exclusive range for the interior, and the 5-star menu for all off-road enthusiasts is ready. A new addition to the Extreme G-Class model family, the G63 AMG has a model brother in the form of the G500 4x4 squared. The near series show car is a new highlight in the superlative-rich history of the G-Class and blends all the advantages of the model series. The series production models of the G-Class supply the unshakable foundations in the form of the body and ladder-type frame, which compensate for the considerably increased performance of the G500 4x4 squared without any problem and also without any type of reinforcements. The G63 AMG donates an amended version of the ruggedly determined permanent all-wheel drive powertrain with portal axles. The engine compartment houses a completely new V8 engine with a displacement of 4 liters, direct injection and biturbo charging. Also new is the chassis with dual spring/damper struts and adjustable damping. Finally, in the interior, the G500 4x4 squared occupants enjoy comfort and an ambience on par with a luxury saloon. New engine offers V8 biturbo power. The 4.0-liter V8 biturbo engine in the G500 4x4 squared stands out for its sublime power delivery, the targeted lightweight construction, as well as its high efficiency. The newly developed 8-cylinder features twin turbochargers which are not mounted on the outside of the cylinder banks but rather inside the V configuration, what is known as the hat inside V single quote. The advantages lie in the compact engine design, the optimum response and the low exhaust gas emissions. The piezo direct petrol injection used exclusively at Mercedes-Benz is responsible for the mixture formation. The spray-guided combustion process has been enhanced in the third generation to meet all future statutory requirements. In series production, the highly efficient and economical 4.0-liter V8 biturbo engine would meet the Euro 6 emission standard, including the maximum particulate emissions level that will not take effect until 2016. The V8 crankcase consists of an aluminum alloy and ensures maximum strength with the lowest possible weight. The cylinder walls in nanoslide registered trademark technology are twice as hard as conventional cast iron cylinder liners, minimize the inner friction and thus the fuel required and facilitate maximum mileages. Nanoslide registered trademark was developed by Daimler starting in the year 2000 and has so far been used successfully and reliably in over 200,000 engines since 2006. Twin-sided pipes on both sides and front of the rear wheels modulate the G-typical sound of the G500 4x4 squared and master the entire repertoire of potent sports cars, from soft mumbling in neutral through sonorous humming in the partial load range to emphatic booming when accelerating under full load. A welcome side effect of the sided pipes, there is improved off-road capability, because in the rear area there are none of the usual rear silencers, which could otherwise restrict the angle of departure. Things are really looking up both on and off-road. In view of the key data for the chassis and powertrain, it seems more than logical that the off-road world starts for the G500 4x4 squared where other vehicles capitulate. But it is surprising that the new G puts in an absolutely convincing performance on the asphalt. Due to the considerably wider track of the portal axles compared with the series production car, plus 299 mm. The large 22-inch 325 55ths R22 sized wheels and the adjustable damping with its sport mode, the enhanced G-Class drives through Benz so dynamically that the occupants feel as though they are in a sports car rather than a cross-country vehicle. This also applies to tours on surface slopes or snowbound roads, in which case the performance of a high-powered rally car kicks in. For anyone preferring to use the G500 4x4 squared off the beaten track, the optional off-road size 37x 12.5x 18-inch Montana tours are recommended. Permanent all-wheel drive, and off-road reduction in the transfer case, Portal axles and 3 differentials lockable whilst on the move will not be found on conventional cross-country vehicles. This results in merciless driving dynamics in all conditions. Even the highest sand dunes are stormed by the show car with ease, whilst rocky terrain is scaled like a chamois, and water is driven through without any problems. The portal axles developed for versatile applications supplement the off-road portfolio of Mercedes-Benz and are the technical highlight of the G500 4x4 squared show car. As opposed to conventional rigid axles, here the wheels are not at the height of the center of the axle, instead they are situated much further below on the axle heads due to the portal transmission. Therefore, on the G500 4x4 squared the ground clearance rises to 450 mm and the fording depth, or rather the diving depth, to 1000 mm. At the highest level, the portal axles tricks. But the portal axle design has yet more decisive advantages which render complex adjustments superfluous. Through the unchanged position of the rigid axles in relation to the chassis, the anchorage points of the suspension, the steering connection and the position of the cardan shafts all remained identical. In addition, the reduction in the portal transmissions balances the huge rolling circumferences in both the off-road and the on-road tours. The gear ratios, speedometer drive and ABS sensor system also remain unchanged. This reduction in the hub drives also has the effect that the drive torque is first set at the wheel and thus the mechanical loads in the entire powertrain, in particular for the drive shafts, are reduced. Mobile declaration of independence, the chassis. The chassis is fundamentally based on the series production G model and offers a perfect symbiosis of sporty dynamism and relaxed comfort, both on the road and off it. The new damper adjustment, derived from Rally Sport, has a decisive effect here. 2 spring/damper struts running in parallel are used per wheel. 1 spring/damper strut works conventionally with set damper characteristics. The second spring strut has electronically controlled adjustable damping, which thus varies the entire damping behavior depending on the current driving situation. With this setup, considerable kingpin inclination is possible between the settings Sport and Comfort, which the driver can select using a button in the center console. The switching times between the two modes are record-breakingly low, at 15 milliseconds. During dynamic cornering the sporty setting performs sterling work, because the significantly tighter connection of the chassis allows higher cornering speeds. If the driver is more in the mood for pleasurable cruising, the comfort setting effortlessly dampens all the unevenness in the ground. In extreme situations such as abrupt evasive maneuvers, the system automatically switches over to the firm setting for the sake of maximum possible handling safety. The comfortable setting also helps during off-road sessions, because the wheels retain better surface contact. Even on heavily contoured off-road terrain, every surface traction possibility can be utilized effectively. Company with unlimited liability, beadlock wheels with Montana Tours. Optimist Tours are available for the G500 4x4 squared, especially for punishing off-road trips, mud/terrain tours, M/T, in size 37x 12.5x 18 inches on special beadlock wheels. Normally the usual wheel/tire combinations refuse a traction promoting lowering of the air pressure for journeys on sand, for example, to 0.5 bar. Here 1.0 bar is the lowest limit because beneath this low pressure the tours can come off during steering maneuvers or ingression of sand can infiltrate the sealing surface between the tire and wheel rim and thus leads to a slow puncture. Not so with the G500 4x4 squared. Here special 2-piece 18-inch beadlock wheels are used. With this type of design, during assembly the tire is pinched in so tightly between the two wheel halves in an inner beadlock ring that it cannot slip off the rim and no sand can enter, even in the case of total loss of air. Should the chassis ever still come into harsh ground contact in spite of an anticipatory driving style and the excellent ground clearance, the developers have displayed far-sightedness here, too, and integrated a robust, 2-piece underguard in stainless steel. These means that the most important assemblies in the front and rear area are well protected against impact and more severe shocks. Sporty luxury squared. In visual terms the G500 4x4 squared raises no doubts as to its passion. The voluminous tours, the huge distance to the ground, the height of nearly 2.25 meters with a width of virtually 2.10 meters and the clear, straight design command respect right from the first glance. Further highlights, the trim with the integral LED light strips above the windscreen and the elaborate partially painted wheel arch flarings, both in fine carbon fiber, plus the front bumper on the G63 and G65A models. The interior appointments make a sportily luxurious impression. The G500 4x4 offers an exclusive ambience with a designo exclusive package. The seat bolsters and headrest strengths as well as the dashboard, center console and armrests in the doors are styled in black designo leather with white contrasting top stitching. The seat surfaces and door panels are covered in dynamic microfiber and impress with their attractive diamond design quilting. In addition to this there is dynamic trim for the roof liner and the body pillars. The hub of the G world is in Grays. The Mercedes-Benz G-Class development department located in Grays is the center of competence where all things G are concerned and is responsible for the development and series support of the legendary cross-country vehicle. Furthermore, Grays in Austria has been the production location for all civilian and commercial G-Class vehicles since 1979. Whether and when the decision on series production of the Mercedes-Benz G500 4x4 will be made depends on the reaction which the near series show car receives.